Last I checked, around Islip and also Central Park, winds gusting between 35 and 40. Still looking at some cold wind chill values too, well below zero. Feels more like -19 when you factor in that wind in Boston. Across the south, it's that east wind, that biting east wind too. We've got temperatures that are going to be in the 20s for Atlanta, but only 10 in Asheville, 15 degrees in Nashville, setting the stage for that wintry mix that's going to come on through Middle Tennessee. There's a look at your highs tomorrow, staying below freezing from Nashville all the way over towards Asheville. But Charlotte, you're going to be 43 on Tuesday. A little bit of melting going on. You are expecting some snow tomorrow. And then mid-30s on Wednesday, 42 degrees in Atlanta. That's 16 degrees, still below the average for the middle of February. In fact, Atlanta, here's a look at your 5-day forecast. After some rain tomorrow, it looks like we see the sun. But Kim, we're not going to see much warmth from that sunshine.
Oh, that's heartbreaking, isn't it? All right, guys, much more ahead on Winter Storm Central, including some massive snow totals from Winter Storm Neptune. We're going to break down the numbers and tell you who'll get the worst right after your local on the 8th.
Sunday dinners at my house.
You're waiting for my lasagna, aren't you?
It's a full day for me, and I love it. But when I started having back pain, my sister had to come help. I don't like asking for help. I took Tylenol, but I had to take 6 pills to get through the day.
Good.
So my daughter brought over some Aleve. It's just 2 pills all day. And now,
To family.
I'm back.
Aleve, 2 pills, all day strong, all day long. And now, introducing Aleve PM for a better AM.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway later.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu with the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. It breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
Who wants pizza roll? This game day, fun harder with Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Apples are good. As Strongbow Hard Cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse? The bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need Ageless Male, with an ingredient clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind. I think I just made Mother Nature my bitch.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Winter Storm Octavia.
It's going to be tough for travel. It's going to be tough for the road crews to try and keep up.
Live coverage from across the region continues in a moment, only on the Weather Channel.
While others go in circles and repeat themselves, we choose to carve our own path in the pursuit of exhilaration. The 306 horsepower Lexus GS. Experience the next level of performance, and there's no going back. Lease the 2015 GS 350F Sport with complimentary navigation system for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. When your windshield needs to be replaced, nobody makes it as worry-free as Safelite. First, Safelite emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon.
Right on time.
Safelite's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position for a strong, reliable bond you can trust.
Oh, that looks great.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Schedule now to get the Safelite Advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
All right, everybody, take a look at these massive snow piles in Kennebunk, Maine. Snow totals in the region reaching 2 feet thanks to Winter Storm Neptune. And this is on top of the 3-4 feet that you already had on the ground from previous winter storms. This was a very light, powdery snow, but it really got pretty high up to the street signs, as you see right there. Be careful at the intersections because those snow piles are so high you can barely see around the corner. And yeah, also take those breaks because it is cold out there, and we are looking at some still brutal wind chills with those winds whipping around at 30 miles per hour. Check out these snowfall totals. Yes, we did see some 2 feet amounts here, including around York Beach, Maine, 21 inches for Milton, Massachusetts, New Bedford, Mass coming in at 20. There you are, Boston, Logan officially at 16.2. That puts you in the top 3 snowiest winter seasons ever. And Providence, Rhode Island, look at you guys with 10 inches of fresh powder. Kim?
And now it's time to turn our attention to Winter Storm Octavia. Ron Blome is in Little Rock as the folks there get ready for this very dangerous weather.
Well, it won't be long before we get some more wintry precip falling across the state, including here in central Arkansas. Just a little while ago, we heard a report of some light sleet falling about 30 to 40 miles north of here. This massive amount of moisture is coming up out of Texas across the Arklatex. It's been raining pretty good down in Shreveport, Texarkana. This is going to sweep in across the state and collide with these falling temperatures. It's about freezing now, but it's headed down to the mid-20s overnight and into the teens early tomorrow morning. All of this is going to cause varying periods of freezing rain, of sleet, back to freezing rain, maybe back to sleet, all layering up and making the highway conditions very treacherous. Now, the Arkansas Highway Department has been out pre-treating this for the last couple of days. Let's listen to Danny Straisel, their spokesman.
We have been pre-treating in areas of the state since Thursday of last week. We are pre-treating with a salt brine, which is going to enable us to get a head start on the ice that's expected tonight. Our trucks will roll this evening with rock salt, and it's just going to be a matter of staying ahead of the storm. This is ice we're talking about. Nobody has any traction on ice. It'll be overnight. The temperatures will be below freezing. Not much you can do, but just try to stay ahead of it.
As we said, the temperatures early in the morning falling down into the upper teens. All of that is going to make the power lines and the trees ready to accept that freezing rain and to freeze over. Now, anything over 3/8 of an inch is a problem as far as the power company is concerned. They've got 1,000 workers on standby. Half of them have been brought in from out of state, ready to begin a power restoration job if that should happen. If there's more sleet, there's less threat for power outages, more freezing rain, more loss of power could come down. All of this, of course, we're going to just have to wait and see how bad this is overnight. That's the story from Little Rock. I'm Ron Blome. Back to you.
All right, so true, Ron. Thanks so much. It's good to hear everybody is doing their part, and make sure you're doing your part and making sure you're prepared in case you lose power tonight. So right now, temperature in Little Rock, 30 degrees. We have dropped a couple of degrees in the last couple of hours. We are now enough below freezing that we're going to start to see bridges and overpasses probably starting to ice up now. Actually, we've got what we call a wintry mix going on in Little Rock right now. We've got sleet, freezing rain, snow, and even fog tonight. So it's all coming down the Little Rock area right now. Those easterly winds actually helping to push some of that colder air right in here. So we're looking at some of the precipitation in the purple, indicating where we do have that wintry mix going on right now. And I'm sure a lot of us from Fort Smith northward dealing with the freezing rain as well. But here, most of Oklahoma, at least from 40 southward, it is a cold rain event for you. Texarkana, it is raining as well. So here at Little Rock, we can expect, well, not rain anymore. We're done. Actually, temperatures already here at 30 degrees. So just expect ice from here on out. Maybe a mix of sleet and freezing rain in there too. So you know by tomorrow morning it is going to be treacherous to be traveling. Temperatures will hold in the mid-20s, looks like, by tomorrow morning. So looking at the forecast, 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch in the blue. Yes, we could see power outages here. Kelly?
Thanks, Kim. As Winter Storm Octavia affects you, we want to see what you are seeing. Share your video with us and here on the Weather Channel. Just text Octavia to 99,000. We'll send you instructions on how to upload those images.
Sometimes the best used car on the road is the one you're still using. Right now, get a synthetic blend oil change, including a free battery check for only $21.99 at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
You're clean.
Bam!
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans so much better it meets even the highest standards of clean. With a soft, DuraClean texture, Charmin Ultra Strong is 4 times stronger, and you can use up to 4 times less.
Charmin Ultra Strong.
At the end of the day, my hands are beat up.
Especially during the winter times, hands are splitting, cracking, making it very difficult to do my job.
O'Keefe's Working Hands. Guaranteed relief for dry hands that crack and split.
Best stuff we've ever used.
It just works.
Learn more at workinghands.com.
Everything in separate bins, people. Computers, shoes. You can't put two in one.
At Intel, they make technology that lets a device be a laptop and a tablet. So you can put two in one.
No, you can't.
Can.
Can't.
Can.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
See, it's like two things in one. You're like a mermaid or one of those horse guy people.
You mean like a centaur?
See, you can.
From the very start, I wanted FitCore to be different. If you come to me, it's because you want to do what I do, because I don't do what other people do. It's kind of like creating a brand for myself.
Your business is unique. Your marketing should be too. With Vistaprint, it will be. Put your personal touch on 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
Stay true to yourself. You can do this how you want to do it, and somebody else is going to think that's awesome and want to do it that way too.
Vistaprint.com.
Behind this door, there's a scientific genius at work. My daughter. It all started when she got a Dell 2-in-1. It's a tablet when you want it, and a laptop when you need it. Dell 2-in-1s with Intel inside have everything you need to learn and do just about anything. Whoa, genius! Like father, like daughter.
Dell 2-in-1s start at $399.99.
Weather invention. Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people. I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe.
What are your neighbors doing?
Oh, are they gyrating?
Yeah?
Yeah. That's the no rain dance. They don't have Xfinity, so bad weather interferes with their satellite service.
It's a no rain dance. Wow.
You should see them on game days.
It looks like fun.
It's not.
Don't settle for outdated satellite. Get reliable TV service rain or shine with Xfinity.
Set your clock on 3 consecutive nights at 8 Eastern, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. We're bringing you expert tips to improve your game.
That was so thrilling!
Don't miss the Golf Fix, School of Golf and Lesson T Live, Monday through Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Golf Channel.
Brought to you by Royal Palm Toyota. Shop now at RoyalPalmToyota.com.
And even pay the return postage. Try No risk-free today.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 58, winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, more clouds than sun, high 75, winds southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Monday night, considerable clouds early, some decreasing clouds late, low 63, winds south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And that was the scene in Watch Hill, Rhode Island, which is on the southwestern tip of the state. Winds blowing hard thanks to Winter Storm Neptune. Gusts measured today up to 56 miles an hour along the Rhode Island coastline, along with snow totals up to 14 inches. So, very impressive winds with this storm. 62-mile-per-hour winds in Nantucket. Islip had 57-mile-per-hour winds. Rockport, Mass, 54. JFK even had a gust of 49, and Plymouth, Mass, 45 miles per hour. And meanwhile, the snow totals from Neptune, staggering. Boston picked up 16.2 inches of snow. Amazing. And look what these people are dealing with. Look at all that snow, trying to dig that out. You know, this is exactly, by the way, what Winter Storm Linus dumped on the hub 2 weeks ago. And for the season, Boston has crushed. Actually, this season has been crushed by 97.5 inches of snow. Good for the third snowiest season on record, only behind the 95-96 season, the 93-94 season. And as some of you remember, both those seasons had big blizzards with them. So look at the 95-96, 107.6. Boston, 95.7. We still have room to make it up to the second or even first place. And at least for the next week or so, we don't think we're going to add too much on there. And meteorologist Paul Goodlow, by the way, has been in Boston all week. Paul?
Well, Boston and much of southeastern Massachusetts under a wind chill advisory. Temperatures in the teens, going even colder overnight. Wind chills expected to get down to a -25, -30 range. That can cause frostbite in about 10 minutes. Take a look at where I'm standing. All this snow is what's of our latest winter storm Neptune. All this snow officially at Logan, 16.2 inches of snow. And this is what it looks like here around Quincy Market here. I'm going to jump down and just try to get off this mountain. This is just the latest ton of snow they're dealing with. Again, this is after back-to-back storms that have dumped more than a foot, in some snowstorms, more than 2 feet of snow in this area. We have another chance of snow coming up as we head towards Tuesday. Right now, you can take a look. There's a few people out here. It's funny thing is, there are plenty of shops and restaurants here. They're all closed, but people are trying to get out, trying to find something to eat for dinner this evening, and they're all unfortunately being disappointed because the shops, the restaurants, closed. Hotels, yeah, they got those restaurants open, but a big tourist destination this market is, and tonight, because of the latest dump of snow from Neptune, they are closed. But all eyes now are turning on what's going to happen to our next storm across the south, because this give us more snow here in New England. But the main thing we have to deal with through Monday is the bitter cold. Temperatures getting down to single digits, some areas even below zero, but the wind chills will stay below zero for much of Monday, which means even the snow that is still around will be blowing and drifting, and that'll be a concern. Perhaps even trying to get the subway and the trains and buses back running, as hopefully some people get back to work on Tuesday. And the good news is Monday, President's Day, a holiday for most people around here. And for kids, no school. In fact, this entire week, they're off for their winter break in the midst of yet our latest winter storm. Reporting from Boston, I'm meteorologist Paul Goodlow. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Paul. And you know, huge waves beat the seawalls in Scituate, Massachusetts today. The high winds, massive waves, and high tide create a lot of flooding. The problems are compounded because snow piles are covering storm drains that usually get rid of all that water. People living in Scituate say it was hard to sleep last night because the winds were howling so loudly. So, Kelly, we say goodbye to this one, but now we've got Octavia to worry about.
We do have Octavia, Kim, and this is going to have a huge impact on the south, especially since we really haven't had much in the way of wintry weather here. Oklahoma City, get ready for it. We've got that wintry mix setting up also around the Tulsa area. We're already finding sleet in Joplin at this hour, snowing between St. Louis and Kansas City, Little Rock, southward into northern portions of Mississippi. We're worried about some freezing rain here right along Interstate 40 through Middle Tennessee. Now we're going through tomorrow. We could see several inches of snow accumulating between Nashville and the Kentucky border. Up to a foot of snow is possible where you have all blue. That is all snow. To the south of that, though, that's the approximation of the 32-degree line, and that is where we're looking at more of an icy mix. We're talking a quarter to a half an inch of ice that could be accumulating on the trees, on the power lines. Get ready to lose your power in a lot of these places, Charlotte to Raleigh. And then on Tuesday, we're still going to be dealing with that wintry mess across the eastern sections of North Carolina, Virginia Beach as well. And then it turns the corner and heads, guess where? The northeast. Kim?
Oh, Kelly, much more ahead on Winter Storm Central, including a dramatic rescue off the New England coast. Details on this incredible recovery right after your local on the 8s.
Thanks for the ride around Norfolk. And I just wanted to say Geico is proud to have served the military for over 75 years.
Roger that. Captain's waiting to give you a tour of the Wisconsin now.
Could have parked a little bit closer. It's going to be dark by the time I get there.
Geico, proudly serving the military for over 75 years.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway later.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu with the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. It breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys, where you can get 1921 prices on items store-wide, like a Torrent 2-ton floor jack, just $19.21. And when you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th one free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
Apples are good. As Strongbow Hard Cider, better. But Strongbow over ice is the best. Enjoying Strongbow over ice with your slow-motion horse, the bestest. Strongbow, world's #1 hard cider.
If you suffer from a dry mouth, then you'll know how uncomfortable it can be. But did you know that the lack of saliva can also lead to tooth decay and bad breath? Well, there is Biotene, specially formulated with moisturizers and lubricants. Biotene can provide soothing relief, and it helps keep your mouth healthy, too. Biotene, for people who suffer from a dry mouth.
Sunday dinners at my house.
You're waiting for my lasagna, aren't you?
It's a full day for me, and I love it. But when I started having back pain, my sister had to come help. I don't like asking for help. I took Tylenol, but I had to take 6 pills to get through the day. So my daughter brought over some Aleve. It's just 2 pills all day. And now,
to family.
I'm back.
Aleve, 2 pills, all day strong, all day long. And now, introducing Aleve PM for a better AM.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you?
I'm right here. I'm in the Buick.
I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him.
Wow. This is
Nice.
Oh, my.
Now during the Buick President's Day event, get $5,000 total cash back on select Buick sedans in stock the longest.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need Ageless Male, with an ingredient clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
You know those neighbors always making weird inventions out of junk in their garage? We just gave them their own TV show.
Come on, Wind.
I think I just made Mother Nature my bet.
One man's trash.
This is perfect.
Is another man's wood-powered Jeep gasifier.
Brainstormers, premiering Sunday, March 22nd, only on the Weather Channel.
Monday morning, New England slammed again, and another winter storm sets its sights on the south. Get your first word Monday morning at a special time, 4 a.m. Eastern, on the Weather Channel.
We really need people to stay off the roads.
Better analogy, we are getting absolutely puked on right now. Oh, again, that's a twofer.
It would be 3, it would be 4, several times experiencing thunder, snow, and we're going to have much more on that coming up a little bit later. Winter storm Neptune blasted New England with another 2 feet of snow. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Kim Cunningham. The hits just keep on coming for a region that has seen winter storm after winter storm blast through over the past few weeks. And this is incredible footage from a Coast Guard rescue today. About 150 miles south of Nantucket, a father and his son stranded on their boat as Winter Storm Neptune moved closer. The 43-foot sailing vessel stuck in 25-foot seas, winds up to 60 miles per hour. The helicopter also battled low visibility as the storm approached, but was able to pull the 2 men to safety.
Well, getting out there, we had about a 50-knot tailwind. We were in the clouds, snow conditions the whole way there, so we really couldn't see much but the water below us. When we arrived on scene, the wind shifted from coming out of the north to straight out of the west because of that low pressure system. And we were looking at 60 knots of wind out of the west with 25 to 35-foot seas.
Wow, the U.S. Coast Guard, they do good work out there for sure. Well, here is the latest from Winter Storm Neptune. Several roof collapses were reported across the Northeast, including nearly a half a dozen in and around the Boston area. And speaking of Boston, getting around could be trouble again tomorrow. The MBTA says they'll have a limited schedule of rail and bus service. In Gloucester, Massachusetts, 569 customers are without electricity right now. And we're talking about record cold temperatures in the forecast. Kim.
New York City could be one of them. Well, Winter Storm Neptune dumped nearly 1.5 feet on Boston, and nearly 100 inches has fallen just this season. Good for the 3rd snowiest season on record. And now the bitter cold also making life very treacherous. NBC's Miguel Almaguer has more from Boston.
This is what many Boston neighborhoods look like. Snow piles are just about everywhere on every street corner. To give you some perspective, this one is 10, 20 feet in the air, the level of a street light. For now, it has stopped snowing, but this frigid storm is far from over.
This was the triple threat nearly 100 million braced for. Blinding snow, whipping winds, and bitter cold.
Miserable. It's just getting really old. It's getting depressing.
Much of New England blasted with whiteout conditions from sunrise to sundown. Boston buried again. Today, 13 inches of powder on top of 6 feet that's fallen over the last month. The city getting more snow in 3 weeks than Chicago has ever seen in an entire winter.
This is storms of historic proportion. I know that people are frustrated, people just want this to end.
The region paralyzed in this blizzard blast. Train, bus, and ferry service all shut down. Power knocked out to at least 6,000. At least 4 roofs crushed in after relentless heavy snowfall.
It's amazing. This is even worse than a blizzard of '78, and I was here for that blizzard.
Along the coast, it was wicked winds doing the damage. The surging surf pounding, threatening to flood Marshfield, Massachusetts again. In Plymouth, rare blasts of thunder snow. The Weather Channel's Jim Cantori there for the wild ride.
We are in the full force of this blizzard. No question about it. Winds are gusting over 50 miles per hour. We've had, now we can't even see the water.
Similar conditions turn the roads deadly. This weekend, well over 100 accidents from Buffalo to Toledo. At least 6 killed, including a pregnant mother on the Ohio Turnpike. Tonight, the snow has slowed, but the Arctic cold is just blasting in. In some regions, it'll feel like negative 25.
Insane. More snow than I've ever seen. We're both transplants from Iowa, and I've never seen snow like this.
With frigid temperatures overnight, the city is racing to clean up. This is a relatively clean sidewalk, but come morning, these mounds of snow will be blocks of ice. Now back to you.
Miguel, thank you. The winter weather has, for the most part, been confined to New England in recent weeks, but that is changing dramatically tonight as cold air has come down through a lot of the east, and we've got moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. Winter weather now developing in Oklahoma and Arkansas and Missouri. And here's how that's happening. There's the cold air, a lot of that wrapping down on the backside of Neptune, that very powerful low that's now moving up into Canada. And here's the moisture that's coming up from the Gulf of Mexico getting involved with this cold air across the Mid-South. That's going to happen into tomorrow, and then by Tuesday it moves over into the Carolinas and comes up into the Mid-Atlantic region. We may get some snow there in New England as well before it's all said and done, and then things are going to calm down a little bit going into the middle of the week. It's going to be just cold and quiet for the most part. So here's the radar picture right now, and we are getting freezing rain now in Oklahoma City. Could be a little bit of thunder and lightning along with that. Notice the cellular nature to the precipitation there. There could be some heavier freezing rain and sleet coming across that 35 corridor there. We are also now seeing freezing rain in Arkansas, and right now we're getting, in fact, moderate freezing rain in Russellville, off to the north into the west of Little Rock, right in there. And in general, you'll notice that it's been traveling farther south. It's not a surprise at all because the air is very dry here. When the air is dry and precip falls into it, that lowers the temperature. And that's exactly what we're going to see through tonight. So freezing rain is going to be an ongoing concern there along Interstate 30. And then it is snow to the north, really now beginning to fill in along I-70 and southward. And we have changed over to snow in southern parts of Missouri. So there's a look at what's going to happen tonight. That's the sleet and freezing rain there in pink and also in purple. And there's a look at the ice accumulation. Now we're thinking there's going to be a swath of 1/4 of an inch or greater. That's enough to cause really serious problems on the roads and also maybe some power outages. Now keep in mind, these forecasts are very tricky and these zones can slide to the south or to the north in either direction, but that is generally what we are thinking. That's generally where we think it's going to be. And then that's also going to slide over into the Appalachians in North Carolina come very late tomorrow and early Tuesday. Here's a look at Monday. There's the snow across the Ohio Valley. It's wintry weather in the Tennessee Valley. It's generally going to be to the north of Atlanta, so maybe the North Georgia mountains or parts of the Atlanta metro on the north side in particular. Then Monday night, that snow moves up through the Virginias, gets into D.C., could be several inches there in D.C., and we see sleet and freezing rain in North Carolina and parts of South Carolina. And then we get another round of snow there in New England. We've had so much to deal with, and maybe a little more with this system. It doesn't look like it's going to be a huge deal, at least not right now. Snowfall totals, thinking about several inches there from Missouri across into Kentucky, maybe a foot or more there, and 8 to 12 from D.C. and on southward. Kim, back to you.
Our biggest snowstorm of the season so far. Thanks, Carl. Let's talk about the ice a little bit and what you need to get maybe power outages. I know some of you a lot of you probably get up to 1/4 of an inch or less, and this is where we're looking at windshields being coated, bridges will become slick, overpasses as well, light ice on trees. But once you get to 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch, and there is a narrow strip of that we're forecasting, we're starting to see now it being disruptive. Power outages beginning. Tree limbs start to sag or break. Now the roads are getting icier and power outages happening. 1/2 inch and more. There could be an isolated spot out there tomorrow that could see this. We're talking about a crippling ice storm, widespread tree and power line damage, roads dangerous or impassable. So that's why we're so concerned about this. It doesn't take much to cause problems on the road, but it could be very, very dangerous and crippling maybe in some cases. So this is where we're looking for the 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch in the blue. And that's where the possibility is for power outages. So we're going to start over here at Interstate 40, take you all the way up to Memphis. So from Little Rock all the way to Memphis, up to Jackson, up near Nashville. That corridor is where ice could accumulate enough that trees and power lines will come down, and some of you will lose power. So hopefully you are prepared for this. Memphis, we have a little bit of time before it moves in, and if you're traveling Interstate 40, well, I wouldn't in this case, by the way. Memphis looking at ice all the way through at least 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Kelly?
Well, Kim, Winter Storm Neptune may be on its way out, but its impacts are still being felt. Coming up on this special edition of Winter Storm Central, our Mike Seidel is in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and he'll let us know how things fared right along the coastline. We'll be right back.
Remember when you said men are superior drivers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then how'd I get this?
Allstate Safe Driving Bonus Check. Who's that?
So weird, right? My agent Tom said
Only Allstate sends you a bonus check for every 6 months you're accident-free.
But I'm a woman. Maybe it's a misprint. Does it look like a misprint?
Okay, let's try. Silence. Ask an Allstate agent about the Safe Driving Bonus Check. Are you in good hands?
Omega-3s are essential for our heart health. We find omega-3s in fish and nuts, but even with a healthy diet, many people don't get enough. That's why omega-3 supplements can help support your heart health.
Mega Red is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute.
Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. Mega Red Omega-3 krill oil is easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill. Support your heart health with Mega Red.
Introducing Olive Garden's first ever 4-course, starting at $12.99. Enjoy an individual appetizer, salad, and breadsticks. One of 6 entrees like smoked mozzarella chicken, and a decadent dessert. 4 courses start at just $12.99 at Olive Garden.
In a work world, take time for Sunday. Just know that your truck has a little thing for Monday.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. When your windshield needs to be replaced, nobody makes it as worry-free as Safelite. First, Safelite emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon.
Right on time.
Safelite's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position for a strong, reliable bond you can trust.
Oh, that looks great.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Schedule now to get the Safelite Advantage.
Safelite repair, Safelite replace.
Behind this door, there's a scientific genius at work. My daughter. It all started when she got a Dell 2-in-1. It's a tablet when you want it, and a laptop when you need it. Dell 2-in-1s with Intel inside have everything you need to learn and do just about anything. Whoa, genius! Like father, like daughter.
Dell 2-in-1s start at $399.99.
From the very start, I wanted Fitcore to be different. If you come to me, it's because you want to do what I do, because I don't do what other people do. It's kind of like creating a brand for myself.
Your business is unique. Your marketing should be too. With Vistaprint, it will be. Put your personal touch on 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
Stay true to yourself. You can do this how you want to do it, and somebody else is going to think that's awesome and want to do it that way too.
Vistaprint.com.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Let's take a look now where we're seeing some reports of actually snowfall in the last 3 hours. You can see right here in parts of Missouri, where we're looking at around Kansas City all the way over to St. Louis. And if you're traveling Interstate 70, know that the road is icy right now, or is slick because of the snowfall. And we're looking at the road conditions where you see the purple around Kansas City. It is snow covered right now, and where you see some of the blue, maybe some of the roads are covered, but notice the purple as you head east out of this city, out of Kansas City. You are dealing with at least roads at least covered, if not covered partially, all the way over to St. Louis. So this is maybe an interstate you may want to think about maybe heading north out of this mess, Kelly.
Winter Storm Octavia just getting started. Meanwhile, Winter Storm Neptune is leaving the Northeast, but we did see up to 17 inches of snow blasting the Plymouth area of Massachusetts. That along with some very strong gusty winds. Meteorologist Mike Seidel was in Plymouth and has more on Winter Storm Neptune.
Out here on the South Shore, Neptune dumped another 17 inches of snow. Now Plymouth has had over 7 feet of snow in 3 weeks, and it has piled almost up to the gutter here at the East Bay Grill. Drifts everywhere. The winds this morning gusted to 45 miles an hour. Back here is our satellite truck, and this is where we parked it to protect it from the wind. As the wind picks up the snow this evening and blows it back in my face, we protect the dish so we can get the signal out. And look back here. The windows at the back of the restaurant, the snow is almost to the top of the window. That's about a 6-foot drift. And then in the foreground, we've got icicles that are about 3 feet long. And take a look. This afternoon, as they tried to dig out the back of the restaurant, they took the snowblower to a 5-foot drift, but the drift won out. Look at that. We thought the snowblower was going to stall out for a while. They said, you know, forget about it. We'll let the drift stay there. It's not blocking any access. will let it melt on its own. No melting in the foreseeable future. Wind chills tonight will end up tomorrow morning down to 20 to 25 below zero, staying below zero all day on Monday. Highs only in the upper teens. The average high now in Boston 39, and it will stay cold, and another shot of bitter cold air coming in late week with highs Thursday and Friday also in the teens. I'm Weather Channel meteorologist Mike Seidel in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
All right, you can see the cold on his face, the rosy cheeks out there, and it doesn't take long to get frostbite, so you really got to cover up as much as possible because it is dangerous to be out there for an extended period of time. We're talking about wind chill factors, minus 26 right now in Burlington, minus 23. That's what it feels like in Binghamton. And if you note on the chart here, that means it takes anywhere from 10 minutes to as much as 30 minutes to get frostbitten in these kinds of conditions. You can see those wind chill values going well below zero. New York to Philadelphia. We're talking teens below zero, but 20s below zero in Binghamton, even 30 below in Buffalo. So definitely layer up, cover up as much as you can all the way through tomorrow morning. It is going to be brutal outside. That wind just hurts your face as it blows. And we do have that storm system that's departing. Strong area of high pressure that's building in behind it. You got that tight pressure gradient, and that's going to continue to keep those winds blowing pretty fast across New England. And that's why we've been seeing those winds gusting better than 20, even 30 miles per hour around the Hamptons of Long Island and on up towards Cape Cod. So your lows, now these are your actual temperatures. If you're to look at the thermometer Tuesday morning, yeah, we're going well below zero in Burlington to Albany, and then still very bitter cold even as we head towards Wednesday morning. So the snow that's out there right now, it is not going to be melting anytime soon. As a matter of fact, New York City, if we get down to 3 degrees overnight tonight, that'll be the first time we've done that since 2004. And you can see those temperatures the next few days, Kim, are going to stay in the 20s. And as you know, our average should be right around 42. So it's brutal out there.
Yeah, it's another sign that this has been a really rough month for a lot of people, Kelly. And it's not over yet. We're going to see maybe even more snow for the Northeast, all because of Winter Storm Octavia, but already affecting us in here in the South and in the lower Mississippi River Valley. We're going to see rain, maybe the middle Mississippi River Valley dealing with a freezing rain event. And here in Nashville, we're not much happening yet, but as time goes on overnight tonight, we're going to start to see the snow move in, and we're going to see maybe by tomorrow morning as you're getting up and getting ready for work maybe tomorrow, it is going to be snowing, maybe even heavy snow at times tomorrow morning. So that commute is terrible no matter which way you go. You head south, you're into the freezing rain. You head north, you're into the heavy snow. East or west on Interstate 40 is going to be treacherous tomorrow. The best advice we can give you is to not go out at all tomorrow if you don't have to. During the day, we're going to see a wintry mix around the Nashville area, and this is 5 o'clock. So we're going maybe 17, 18 hours of a wintry mess. Now, farther south, it may change over to rain maybe later in the afternoon, but then by at least 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, the colder air sweeps in, and we may actually end in Nashville with snow. But you know how much we're talking about? Maybe up to 5 inches in some areas, 4 inches in the Nashville area. But again, it could be freezing rain and sleet in there as well. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you for being a sailor and my daddy. Thank you, Mom, for protecting my future.
Thank you for being my hero and my dad.
Military families are thankful for many things. The legacy of USAA Auto Insurance could be one of them. Our world-class service earned USAA the top spot in a study of the most recommended large companies in America. If you're current or former military or their family, see if you're eligible to get an auto insurance quote.
Weather invention.
Wow, anybody else surprised it actually worked?
Mother Nature can absolutely change people.
I'm ready to get out of here and create a new track.
This is a tornado emergency.
It was hard to believe weather could do that.
Never seen anything like this in my life.
Currently in our area, 60 degrees under clear skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low 58, winds east-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, more clouds than sun. High 75. Winds southeast at 10